Four fifth-grade girls that got arrested for planning to unalive their fifth-grade classmates.
Now, those are little girls of grade 5, fifth grade, and probably they're about 10 to 11 years in Arizona. And it is said they planned to unalive one of the boys in their class who apparently refused to talk to one of them. And it is said that they were having a little relationship. And so it's like this boy left the relationship and was not talking to them, was no longer talking to the girlfriend, the little girlfriend. Things that happens in these schools. And so they were very much annoyed with this young boy, this little boy, let me call them like that. And so they sat down and they planned how they were going to unalive the young boy, the little boy. They said they were going to, one of them was going to come with their knife, another one was going to write a suicidal note, another one was going to come with gloves to hide the evidence, and another one was going to be on watch out. So they plan to do all this during the recess time, at the lunch time when they're out for break, and they were going to drag this little boy to the toilets or washrooms, and then one of them was going to watch out so that no one sees them. Another one was going to do the stabbing, and it was well schemed and planned with a mindset of a really criminal. They also had an alibi whereby they were all going to put on gloves so that the knife does not leave on their fingerprints. Now, do you think a 10, 11 years kid can do that, can plan this? Unless it's the devil ministering to them. Or what have these kids been watching? And it is said that they had a statement that just end him. Just end him was the word. Now, they masterminded this thing in a way that if it had happened, no one would have believed that they were the ones. Because they said they were going to drag the boy during the break time, lunch break time, in the toilet outside the compound. And they are all going to put on gloves. One of them is going to be a watchman to watch out who is coming. And while they're watching out, another one was going to be stabbing the boy in the stomach. So they masterminded this thing like they're really criminals with the experience. Now you ask yourself as a parent, what is happening? Assume you're a parent and you've been called to school that you are needed in school, and upon reaching or arriving at the school, you find that your kid is being handcuffed by the police for murder, for being a murder suspect. Or just imagine that you're a parent and you've been called to school that your young child who is a boy has committed suicide, and there is a suicidal note. And upon investigation, there's no fingerprints, and you end up thinking that your boy committed suicide. And now, at this point, how many people have we heard that they have committed suicide in the neighborhood, in colleges, high schools, primary schools? It seems like some of them were just killed like this. Now, the questions we're supposed to ask ourselves as people or humans who are concerned is that these are children. They are Gen Alphas. And for them to mastermind such a high-level crime, which was going to be done, seems like they have been listening to wrong things, they've been watching wrong things, or the environment they've been living in is not good for children, their homes or the school or the neighborhood. Because People become what they have been, what they have been through, or where they have been modeled. And it is said that when these four were apprehended, some of them were a bit remorseful, but one was not remorseful. As a people, this is supposed to be our awakening call for all of us. In your home, in your house, in your neighborhood, in school, what are these children watching or listening to? What are you teaching them? Who are their friends? Because people are modeled by different things. Some of your children are modeled by what they watch on social media or on television. Some of them are modeled by what you talk when they're when hearing. Some of them are modeled by the neighbors' children, or your aunties and uncles in the house who are criminals. Some of them are modeled by schools who don't have principals, and so forth. Of course, peer pressure, friends. Sometimes it models, no, in most cases, it models people, children. It's not a, it is funny, but it's not a laughing matter. This happened in Legacy Traditional School in Arizona. And I've seen very many parents saying that they're thinking of homeschooling. They're thinking of homeschooling because of the things that are happening in schools. But if you don't know exactly where this mindset is coming from, it might be also dangerous, because you might think that these children are getting all these ideas from school. But then, have you checked around yourself as a parent, in your home, in the homestead, in the compound, in the neighborhood, the friends that your children have, the relative that you have that are inspiring these children to do whatever they're doing? So homeschooling is not bad, but before you go that way, you might want to know where such behaviors are coming from, because children don't just come up with certain behaviors. They must have been modeled from somewhere, because children are fond of copying what they see more than what they are taught. So if your home is full of violence, that is what you're exhibiting to your children, or the estate is full of violence, that's what they're going to ape, and that's what they're going to exhibit when they go out there to meet other children. If you are living if your child is living in a very toxic environment, where even what you are watching on your telly is very violent. Now, I discovered that there are some movies out here, they don't have to be censored, but for children, it is like teaching them how to do violence, or how to commit a crime without being caught. Because at the end of it all, you'll find that this person is committing crimes in this movie and they're not being got. They become heroes of these children. So at a tender age, don't want your children to watch that. See? So there are many things we need to maybe to look into before deciding whether you are going to take your children to public schools, private schools, or homeschooling. But if you're a Christian, what I like to advise is just teach your children how to obey God. And there is a reason why the Bible has the 10 Commandments. And I know we are living in the time whereby we are living by grace. But when your child go to Sunday school and they have good teachers, they'll teach them not to steal, not to kill, not to do all this other atrocity that people commit each and every day. And it might save you. I've had adults say that, just thank God that from my family where I came from, I was not taught to be cruel. I was not taught to be this way. I was not modeled this way. And that will save you a lot. So, and above it all, just learn to pray for your children and teach them how to